It's kind of like a a bar fight, but with counter psychology. You go my way, and I'll go your way. Bat Rider.
Well, they're gonna wait in.
There's that single target lockdown we were looking for. Works pretty well with the AA. Nice combination. Plus Infest Bomb with the Life Stealer. Also a great tool. And one of the best heroes against Drow Ranger. This is a great Blink hero pickup. Blink Force Staff, Flame Break. You talked about forced movement. Was it which hero was you talking about? The best forced movement here? The Pudge. I would rate Bat Rider the second one because of the Flame Break, and then through your items, you're able to...
Flame Break's pretty decent. And you're going to remove them from a position where they are to a position where they've never been before, same as Pudge.
Yeah, so even if Bat Rider's single target Flame Break is great at choke points, because that's going to push people into unwanted places. And yeah, it's starting to look like a pretty good Nemiga draft. Is this the first Bat Rider of the entire day as well? Because I don't think we've seen that that hero today.
No, I don't
Double
think we've
checking
seen
it
a
right
hero
now.
today. Then I can just continue looking on at the drafts. I like it when my play-by-play just goes into the stats and I can sit here and philosophize. It feels like a nice little change-up.
Okay, a block pick as Fantastic 5 against Gambit in their game number 1. They picked Bat Rider and won. So
5 seconds
Nemiga's going to give it a try.
I'm going to give it a whirl. Remember their mid and offlaner here. Plenty of times they do the dance where either of them takes the hero that would really in other teams go to the other one. So this could either be a mid or an offlane bat. Personally, bigger fan of the mid bat because of the amount of resources that it takes if you go for the Boots of Travel build. Delays you if you are an offlaner, especially if you are an offlaner who hasn't had a great time. That said, he will probably have a nice lane up versus this Drow range. It's going to be pretty hard for her to come close to the creep waves, much like with the Darkseer game that she just had. It's very risky to actually stay around once the Bat Rider starts pushing your lane in.
Dire team are now picking.
Yeah, plus this Bat Rider, even with all the nerfs that it has faced in the past, I don't think this Bat Rider is still that much, doesn't feel that much offended, because you can still pack up a nice amount of farm with this hero. Otherwise, they wouldn't pick it if you can't keep up, because Bat Rider is still pretty item dependent and timing dependent. But he's still one of the best late game heroes thanks to the lasso.
Best high ground taker, best high ground defender. Well, not quite, but you always have to be wary in both of those scenarios when there is a Bat Rider around.
Yeah. So it all comes really down to the vision that you're able to apply. Firefly being able to smoke up onto the high ground with Firefly, the flying vision. Yeah, I mean, obviously they'll see the animation go through, but by the time they notice, it's a bit too late. Nemiga's last pick. Is this the Leshrac we've been waiting for? We talked about this at the start of the day. If we get the 3 Lesh, because this could easily be a mid-bat, this could also be a mid-Leshrac for Einkrad, which he has played before, but also these are both the Chosen One's heroes. I would love to see an offlane Lesh. I have nothing against the mid-Lesh either. Great pick.
Very much enjoy it, and especially because this is, I was like, okay, but the Treant Protector is still not addressed, guys. Well, here it is. Treant Protector can heal towers all he wants. Lesh is going to chew right through them with that edict. No chance whatsoever. Now, Fantastic 5. So, there's a possibility here for them to pick up something that's going to deal decently with this Bat Rider. You can still think about running this axe mid, for example, and grabbing yourself a Legion Commander or something like that. Hell, you could go for the LC mid. Don't think Core Abaddon is an option anymore, and you also can't really promote either the Willow or the Treant. In days of yore, one would play the OD into the Bat Rider to take either the Bat Rider or the target out of this plane for a second, but I don't think that OD is a pick right now.
No, OD's either fantastic or horrible, and I think SD it would be more like a substitute for it. But it's also on Nemiga's team, so I don't know. Storm Spirit? Well, never mind. Banned. Let's not talk about that spirit. Let's talk about the other spirit, the Void Spirit, indeed. And Einkrad will take Bat Rider. That means Leshrac will be the off-lane pick. So, thank you. I got something I was waiting for.
He was waiting for this from literally this morning, and actually I was as well. So, offlane Lash, Drow Ranger, she's going to get that wave pushed into her tower pretty much immediately. Like, when this lane starts, BZZ is going to have a hard time holding that tower, especially once Ankarat starts rotating in. So, Ascald, we saw a couple of great defensive rotations from him in the previous game. Was very patient about it, very much waiting to mirror his lane opponent. This time, most likely, he's going to have to do that again, because otherwise Aincrad is just going to be plucking his side laners from under their towers. It's a rough game for this Drow.
Comparing to game number 1, do you think it's better or worse?
She has more protection as well. That's the thing is that her matchup is still very good. She has more protection, but there's also more threat. I think the previous game was better, but she has the team fight advantage this time as well.
Well, with the same
She's
cores
gonna
on
get
Fantastic 5, I kind of like the difference that Nemiga is able to bring in, but at the same time, I'm a bit worried about the variety of their hero pool. Is it a little bit too much? Are they experimenting maybe a tad more than they should? Because this is a chance to close out the series, and
You have about a
it
minute
is
to
game number
enjoy
2
not
time.
dying.
So hopefully
Savor it.
all of you viewers are still awake and ready, because this series continues once again. Fantastic 5 this time. They... Let me double check this. Were ahead of Gambit in the series. This time they're the ones playing underdog. So let's see how they respond to this. Or otherwise, we're going to see Nemiga march through. They've already taken down Trident Clan on the first round. Probably the easiest opponent. They went against Extremum today. Took them 2-1. Now leading against Fantastic 5 and rushing towards this mid tower. As this has been an area that has actually been observed by several Eastern European teams. The contesting, they
30
almost
seconds
went
until
all
digital
in with that, but
sports.
they backed out just before walking right in the hands of
No,
Fantastic 5.
Nemiga is looking here for Fantastic 5 to walk into their hands instead. They were never going to go in because they already spent both of their wards, one over on the rotation spot, halfway between the mid and the bottom lane, and one slightly closer to their own mid lane to safeguard that bottom rune.
Also, Fantastic 5 haven't really revealed their
Fest.
ward spots either. One mid, one to the top cliff. Bounties 2 for 2, and a chill, calm start. Game number 1, if we talk about the first 10 minutes, very brawl heavy, a lot of fighting. And most importantly, we were waiting for those mid players to make their big rotations. Funny part was Ascald was the one who came on top with those rotations. Puck, who didn't level a single point in phase shift until level 9 or level 10 even, ended up being the victor of the game, despite not getting the best lane necessarily.
I'm dying a couple of times later on. So, bottom lane right now, I like how BZZ is playing this. He's just got the Nature's Grasp immediately, making sure that he's going to be pushing the wave back into the Chosen One, because the Chosen One is naturally going to push this. BZZ is going to have to... Well, this is really an ideal scenario, actually, where the Drow gets to properly grab the creep wave, not have the last hit versus the tower, and also not have the last hit versus the Chosen One. She's
That
not
too.
going to get many creeps this easy.
It's very true. Difficult to challenge the Lash, one of the more popular offlane picks. Also a pretty decent pos 4, but very strong as a pos 3 hero. I would recommend people to give it a try. I feel like I don't think it's gonna last for that long, and probably gonna be under the radar of our Lord and Savior.
Are you worried for the nerf stick?
I'm not saying the word. I'm just saying, give it a try before it's too late. Things change in Dota land pretty frequently. When one day one works, the other it might not. That's the world of Dota we live in. People adapt. People change.
I'm just gonna buy back food now.
That's a nice
There you go.
moment to use that
Yeah.
call.
Dawn taking a bit of hits here from Lowdine. Heritage also drops to 200 HP. He's got a couple stick charges already built up. I love how you're coming more and more prepared into this
I'm
axe lane with a
Twinkie.
stick,
You
because
understand
sometimes
that,
you
right?
still see axe against you in lane and you don't have a stick, and I just feel like yelling at those people.
Like, it's the battle hunger spam, guys.
Yeah.
That's how he trades.
It's no longer the walk in, grab the creep aggro, and hope for a spin. It's battle hunger. It's been like that for quite a long time, but still surprisingly many people are reading it the wrong way. Spirit Realm being used up. And Lowdown with Dawn. Pretty low HP, but knows that Lowdown's still on a cooldown with his Chilling Touch, so no problem there. CS is sliding in Fantastic Five's favor, but it's very even on every lane. Surprisingly, Lesh is last, but that's probably prone to change in 1 or 2 levels.
It is. Like, I'm not sure if he's actually going to catch up in the CS, but at the very least it's going to be harder and harder for Rari to keep up this aggressive positioning, because at some point the Chosen One is going to run at him under the tower.
Radiant's middle tower is taking
Time is
damage.
not yet there, though. In the meantime, somebody else is getting run at under the tower. Look at how deep Eincrad is.
Yeah, he's playing with his limits.
Radiant's middle tower is
9
being attacked.
stacks of napalm. Increases napalm caster's damage by 108. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage.
Askel just only touched the edge of the Firefly there, and promptly lost about a third of his HP. That was, he learned an important lesson there, I think.
Moments before disaster. Always get good screenshots out of those moments. 4 minutes in, 0 kills. Surprisingly
What a change.
peaceful.
I bet the Chosen One feels really cheated. He had 3 kills at this point in time. Actually, or wasn't it 4? Didn't he have another one on top of that as well? He probably did.
Yeah, he was 5 and 1 in the laning stage. So yeah, that was the posthumous kill that he got with the Iron Shell next
Yeah.
assassin. Yeah, so that was 4 and 1. And
Eincrad's going
Eincrad is
for it.
diving again. Look at this guy go. Oh my goodness, he still dies. Askold was stutter stepping there under the tower, realizing how close that actually was. Almost had a heart attack.
Dire structures
And
are
nice cliff play. Doesn't get to range creep with the remnant. But still. That just happened.
That did just happen, yeah. And BZZ got that living armor, and the regen just about making the difference. Of course, Askel could have stepped. Eincrad is really not stopping, is he?
Nope.
Look at him.
He is taking
I
a
have
lot
a
of
full
damage
bottle.
from these hits, but yeah, full bottle. Pretty good on regen. I think his idea here is make Void Spirit feel threatened, but the problem is he's 6 now, so that's not going to happen again.
Nope, Askel is out of the danger zone. The only danger that he is going to run into now is that this Bat Rider is going to farm faster than him, but he's got himself a decent little advantage to start off with. Bottom lane, the Chosen One. He's taking too much damage.
Yep, it's gonna be enough. I was a bit surprised there that he decided to go that deep, but BZZ and Rari playing it pretty nicely, and even taking Heaven in the process. Double kill for the Drow Ranger.
Get my arrows back,
They hold their
and
ground.
then you can die.
Surprisingly, the Treant is actually enough to keep the Drow up. We know Treant is a heavy damage dealer, but Drow not dying, I think that's the big change in this.
Yep.
And
Chosen
let on.
was-
Gonna be a quick trade. The first kill from Nemiga.
Could be worse, Jax. At least we're not stuck in Coig.
It is what it is in this regard. But yeah,
Yeah.
the Chosen One not getting on top of the Drow properly there, like, we know that he wants to turn the lane. Rari knows that. But I think the Chosen One just went for it slightly too early. If he gets another level in either the Split Earth or the Diabolic Edict, he can probably clear the creep wave better. He can actually get there and deal all of that damage without having it be spread out.
Yeah. Still, I think like this.
Skull hunting.
Yes. Also, okay, no, didn't just have enough mana for the lasso. Now getting hit by a remnant as well, soaks up all of that movement speed. They find the observer board on the way out, but I was looking at the CS board, and this Lesh has not had an easy time. definitely changed the power dynamics of this lane completely. And now you have a level 4 Lesh who is really afraid of this Drow. Drow is winning this lane with the help of the Treant Protector. They can't get to him. As long as the Treant is nearby, Drow's not threatened.
Yep. And that movement from Askold there, if you were asking yourself, hey, why is he actually moving towards the bottom side? Well, not only is he looking to contest these stacks from Einkrad, which unfortunately for him, Einkrad is going to get away with now, but Einkrad is also looking towards that bottom lane, looking to give that Drow the little extra nudge of damage that the Chosen One can't provide right now. Because after that, with the Lesh and with the Edict getting maxed out, you immediately take the tower.
Yeah. But that's probably going to be the Lesh's job as well, even if one death, not that much CS being picked up is what position 3s normally do. There's also what Sheepstick mentioned earlier on today, that it's such a basic maneuver that is dealt in every game. Your offlaner takes down the safe lane, carries tower, and then you swap lanes with your 3 and your pos 1. It's a repeating pattern in almost every game. Especially if your carry needs more room, but Askold's coming in from the safety of the Invis rune, not revealing himself yet, but now he goes and jumps straight onto the Shadow Demon, and now onto the Chosen One with the Remnant there under the tower, now delivering the damage. And 2 kills quickly picked up. No TP rotation though, so Nemiga must be up to something, as Lowdown and Einkrad, they're looking for last hero, and a big juicy stack right next to him, waiting right there to be grabbed, and Einkrad doesn't have the mana for a lasso.
Oh no, and he's not going to be able to take the stack here either.
He's trying to contest this stack, but is he going to be able to do it? Lowdown with Ladon, last hero coming in from the side. He does get the Battle Hunger onto this AA. He's slightly faster, and no more Ice Vortex is placed down on the ground, and that tick, that should be enough. Yep, actually it is Ladon getting the right click in for the kill.
Circle couldn't do it better.
They did get the camp in the end though. So, didn't go empty-handed, but still, wanted something bigger. However, SD and Fantastic 5 are rocking their way through this game. They picked the same cores, and it's 7-1 right now.
Looking fantastic. Those rotations there as well. Once Askold realizes that this Batrider is slow, he needs to boost his travel first, he's going to be farming stacks, he just goes towards that bot lane, cleans up a couple of kills, and then, yeah, he actually got a few of those creeps in the stack over on top lane once he TP rotated there as well. So Askold making as much
this time they got the lasso to the AA blast. That's a dead Void Spirit. He can live a little bit longer, but he's not going to survive. The debuff is there, and that yep, he is sticking. 2 more ticks should do it, and he actually lives through it. It's not enough damage to kill off Askold, and Einkrad is way too deep in this. He's got a BCC smacking on him. Askold is still staying in this area. Batrider still giving the chase, and they did get the slows and the gush as well from Rari. And Askold lives. Einkrad doesn't.
They're running him in circles. That's incredible. So many resources spent. 3 heroes over on the side of Nemiga die. Askold still lives. Gets his Drow some more juicy kills as well. Yeah. Nemiga are looking a little bit lost right now. They expected more out of this last pick Leshrac, and instead what they got was a lost lane.
That's what I was thinking as well. Like, are they trying out their hero pool limits a little bit too much, because this is like a completely different draft than what they've played before. It looks nice, but it doesn't feel good.
It does not. It's a little bit too late now to ask if perhaps you should have laned the Leshrac in mid instead. But then you run into the same problem with his Batrider, where he still wants these items. He still wants these booster travels that he's got right now, plus a Blink Dagger, and now he's going to have to get them from a side lane. That's
And also to talk about the scenario that Fantastic 5 has technically won 2 out of their 3 lanes, so they don't have to leave these lanes for jungle farm. Nemiga instead has to start looking for something else, and Leshrac's supposed to be pushing down towers. So this is a really awkward situation that they have to surpass. And that is what it is right now. Rari doing a bit of jungle farming here while he's rotating back towards the lane. SD hits level 6. Everybody has max level now. So there is a purge available. The Chosen One quickly denies the rune, but he's being initiated on, and Rory deals so much damage. But Kiritich wants to get some revenge for his friend. Gets pushed into the root as well, out of all things. And Lifestealer ain't going anywhere. He's going to infest himself into Lowdyne and get the heck out of there.
Oh, they want to go again. This is sneaky. This is very risky, but they know they are so far behind. They need to make something happen right now.
They don't want the treant. They don't want the treant, but they might have to just grab him. Minecraft
have
comes
to
out.
settle.
The infest is used. There's an overgrowth that he might drop. He's going to drop the base. Oscald doesn't have 2 charges, so he doesn't want to YOLO in. But it pays off. They get a response kill, but still fantastic 5. They're looking a bit better. They're looking a bit stronger.
Dire's top tower is
5k ahead. Only 2 kills on the board for Nemiga. You bet they're stronger right now. And Nemiga are just doing anything they can to hold on. That's why Kiritich comes down here. He doesn't want to be making plays right now. That armlet is ideally just for hitting creeps with, but he's going to have to step up because nobody else can make plays right now. And it pays off for them as well, because now finally they get to put the Chosen One onto the bottom tower after all of the attention of Fantastic 5 has drawn mid.
tower is being attacked. Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
Yep.
gotta
Now
go
Les gets to do what he
Maybe
was
no
meant
one
to do,
attack
or
Dire's
meant to
towers
be.
for a few seconds.
Diabolically into
Radiant's
towers.
bottom tower is being attacked.
And it's a low resource cost
Radiant's
to have a
bottom
hero
tower has fallen.
park next to your enemy's tier 1 or tier 2 towers and only use one hero at the expense of the tower taking a lot of damage. So that's big.
It is huge.
That's the strength of this track here.
And the speed is also important. If you need to do
Yeah.
that slower, if BZZ gets to hold it for longer.
Blink
support
ball
boys
from
can
last
come in.
hero, but the bubble save from heaven. They've got the purge on last hero. Ice Blast is kicking in as well, but they're still gonna lose the Batrider, and that hurts. Kiritich has got 200 HP. He uses a salve on everything, and Ascald comes and realizing he might be able to take down this Lifestealer. He quickly pops a rage to stay alive a little bit longer. Uses his infest, but it's onto the SD, and that will pop. So he reveals himself once again. The silence comes in from Rory. Another root beautifully placed here by the Dark Willow, absolutely controlling this entire fight. Led on, making it so easy for his team. And Ascald, he lives through this. Rory slaps down the Chosen One, and it's a team wipe. 16-2 on the board. Who would have guessed?
Dire have duct taped calm.
Certainly not me. Again, I think Nemiga are great at outplaying their way out of situations where they got outdrafted, but I don't think they expected this Lesh to have such a rough lane either. And that was just a one-by-one situation almost. They know they need to get kills, they know they're behind, and it makes them over-eager to engage into the high ground, into an axe, with an AA ult that's actually ending. They just don't have the damage.
Yep, the moment the AA ulti connected on the axe, I was like, wait, it's not doing that much damage? Like, what is this? And yeah, Batrider with Firefly and a couple napalm stacks, but Axe was just happily standing in the fire and throwing his axe just like straight through the fire and flames. Talk about Ascald also reading when Kiritich was approaching the fight. Like, hey, if I get a lucky jump, he might armlet toggle. And he did exactly that, and forced the Lifestealer to infest his nearby ally to walk out, and then another beautiful call. Just nice connections. 8,000 gold ahead and 10,000 XP.
Yeah, and this is the same kind of situation that we saw earlier on today, where the team that's behind also has the unfavorable carry matchup. This Lifestealer was never going to have a great time versus the Drow. They were supposed to be shrinking this Drow's territory right now, hunting her down with his Batrider while the Lesh takes all of the towers, but only one tower is down. This Drow is solo pushing top right now.
Triple
She's a
net worth
full threat.
lead. Looking at levels, offlane Lesh is in the bottom 3.
Dire's middle tower
Combining with
taking
Nemiga
damage.
supports. If they get this wave in, he can. This is the thing that he can do. Park himself in the trees, but
Dire's
BZZ's
top
waiting.
tower is being attacked.
They're
Dire's
hungry for
structures
Steinkrat.
are
He should
fortified.
Firefly and reveal the trees,
Radiant having unfortified
as he is
structures
doing right
is
now. The glyph has been used. He finds him lasso. Really good play. They were suspecting BCC to be in the area, throwing the stun, but they're running out of damage. The overthrow only connects on the last trick. The Ice Blast finally arrives, but it's not going to hit anything. Only hits last hero, but doesn't do any damage. The Chosen One finally falls, but he gets the stun off just in time. Kiritich thrown into the air with the Yules. He's going to go instantly. TPing back home. Last hero needed 3 more seconds for another call. They can't interrupt that one, but but they're happy with the trade that they just got. 1 for 2.
Scourge above the earth
Lowdown
is
running
no
away.
more.
Ledon,
Radiant's
can he get a
courier
good
has
route?
been
2 more
killed.
seconds. Doesn't look like he's going to cast it onto the high ground, so they'll let him go.
Yeah, that was honestly the best kind of scenario that Nemiga can force. They can get reactions, they can get a kill before everybody's here, and then as soon as it threatens to become a full-on team fight, they have to get out. Because with 8k behind, with all of these items available for the enemy cores, there's no way they survive. And now they got chased into their own jungle, Lowdown.
But they're going to answer this aggression. They're going to take this fight nevertheless, and the Terrorize is right on spot. Ledon's been controlling these fights all over, and he continues to do so. Axe is low on HP, and he ticks down to the SD ulti by the looks of it. Unless that was an Axe Illusion spin that actually went off, but it does count for Heaven. Ledon, big kill for Kirtich. 400 gold
We
secured.
have revenge to mount.
Suddenly an AA bait works out, but that should tell something about this ward on this cliff here.
It should. I don't want to call it a bait exactly though. Like, that's definitely Fantastic 5 recognizing that they got baited towards the top lane and wanted to immediately re-establish control. They just overdo it. A little bit too wild of a lash.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
Yeah, it wasn't directly a bait, but it was. Yeah, Nemiga did realize that we can actually fight this here. Like they got the AA blast in much faster, knowing that because he's the one being initiated on. It's like this is actually a fight that we can take, and recognizing the power that they had. Maybe if AA lived through that would have been important, because getting that level 2 blast is pretty big. For support, getting an extra 100, 200, 300 damage, depending what kind of ultimate you have, is a huge difference in a game where you're lacking that little bit of extra burst. And as you can see here, BZZ drops to half HP. Lowdown finishing off the last of the right clicks, and he gets this kill. Batrider is more of a spectator in this one.
You can see how much they know that if any reactions come in, they have to bail. They're both like, we don't actually want to be here for this skill. Just fall over already,
Yep,
man.
yep. It's like, he's not dying fast enough. What if he overgrowths and somebody's just TP'd in? We're both screwed
no.
at that point.
Oh, no.
So, it's a moment of going in and going out. Just basically Spider-Man's just pointing at each other's. Not exactly the best moment to be pointing fingers, but
It is not.
no you.
But like the other thing that you can say there is, well, at the same time, they both clearly understand how they need to play this game right now.
True,
There's no
true.
over eagerness to grab that one kill that gets offered to them. They
Yep.
know it comes with conditions.
Doppelgangers understand what are the win conditions. How do we achieve them? How do we get them? And for Fantastic 5, it is securing the first Roshan at the 20-minute mark. The blast is flying in, so they have scouted this. Bedlam use as well. They don't have the damage for this.
Not if they can't keep the drow on top of the Roche.
Illusion, Kiritich. Quick rage and walk out.
Under fire.
If Axe didn't have the debuff on, that would have he could have actually blink called.
But this is going to be a Roshan for the side of Fantastic 5 right now. There's no lasso up for Einkrad. He's just trying to get the most out of his guaranteed time on the lane. Chosen One's pushing as well. There is no way that Nemiga was going to contest this. They don't have the tools.
Both about to find out what happened.
It's true. At the first attempt, it looked like do they have the damage for it? But as Nemiga is not going to give any aggression towards it, they take their time. They take their sweet time. Secure Roche for themselves. 19 to 16. Not the brightest game from Nemiga, who are currently on a little bit of a winning streak. They have won the last 3 maps in a row. They only lost that one map to Extrema before beating Trident 2-0. So that's their only loss so far in this tournament.
Well, this one is going to be a challenging one. They're definitely going to get outcarried by this drow here, and by last hero as well, actually, who is going into the Manta style. And there's
Radiant's
not
bottom
too
tower
many
is being
solutions
attacked.
apart from the Leshrac
Dire's
to
top
actually
tower is
take care of
under
all these
siege.
illusions that are going to be farming camps, pushing waves.
And look at that. The Chosen One is finally getting to push the tower in bottom. And Asgold is answering the aggression, and also Ledon coming quickly in, but they're going to miss Ainkrad.
Radiant have fortified their towers.
It's too fast for them.
No Firefly for 2 more seconds. He's gonna have to wait it out, but Void Spirit's coming in. Jump in with the Yules. Into the taunt, and there's the backup. It was a hopeless escape. He either stays still there,
Yeah.
but the Void Spirit
You
was
make the most of it.
Yeah, but the Voice Spirit was already making a move to jump through the trees to the lane. That would have eventually revealed him, and Lowdown will be the next one to follow. Suddenly 2 kills, maybe
Aw,
leading
you
into
thought
more.
you were
Last
winning.
hero already hunting for the next. The ward is placed down next to the camp. There's a lot of wards placed down in this area. There's 3 sentries in this. Actually, there's 6 sentries if you add both team sentries in the area.
Dire's middle tower is being
Heavily
attacked.
contested. Both of them know where the fight is going to be. And this also shows you just how careful Nemiga have had to play in the past couple of minutes just to keep that gold difference level. It's only at 7k right now. It's been at 7k since about 15 minutes into this game. It's actually pretty impressive if you think about it. It's just they're not gaining anything right now either. They're waiting pretty desperately for the Satanic over on Kiritich, which is going to allow them to dispel the Drow silence. And hopefully enable him to fight.
Lasso
They've got
connects on the
kickoff.
Drow, but good reaction from Ledon. Quickly gets the Yules out on time, and Batrider's going to get melted here. Actually survives. Soaks most of that damage. Rory's going to be in trouble. The H is just going to pop, and that's going to be the first one. We're going to get more. Last hero coming with a beautiful call onto 2, and Chosen One is dropping low with Ascol jumping into the fight, and they might just be able to take from the left rack, but he gets a bit of extra HP there, but he will survive. BZZ, however, tanking some hits, and Rory's on the run now. Suddenly, Nemiga's feeling powerful as they take down 3 and lose 1, plus the H is taken out. Beautiful fight for them. And with all the sustain, the bubbles, the SDs getting tipped as well, because Heaven was saving people back and forth.
Also a little bit of a misplay there by Fantastic 5. That was an axe call on 2. If you terrorize on top of that, dear Dark Willow, nothing is going to happen. They're still going to be hitting the exact same target. So that spell that they could have saved for a disengage later on to get their respawning Drow out of the harm's way, or let's say get the enemies out of the way instead.
Yeah.
They could have still had that spell, but they didn't.
Yep, bit of momentary panic for sure. Overlapping spells while Nemiga was connecting them all beautifully. Lesh wasn't falling. He got the Essence Ring off. Keep himself up a little bit longer. SD doing huge amounts of work. Plus, it looked like, yeah, there's no Holy Locket, but it definitely felt like someone was healing somebody during that. And talking about healing, Lifestealer just finished the Satanic 24 minutes in.
Yep, that's going to be his dispel. Like, I thought they were going to get a fight like this with the Satanic, maybe, with the surprise factor, him being able to pop it while he's supposed to be disabled, getting a rage off, etc. But was not even necessary because of the beautiful pickoff found by his Batrider.
Suddenly, there's a small dent on the net worth. It's going a bit up
That's
and
a small
down.
one.
It's still on Fantastic 5's side, and obviously Nemiga still feeling frightful. They don't have the game back in control yet, but it was a big recovery what they just gained, and now wanting to finish off this bottom tower. But look at there's 4 heroes just basically sitting on this little axle here while Einkrad's being chased. Looked like for a moment that they're not moving anywhere. They're all just looking at Batrider escaping and just keeping their heroes still on the map. Like 4 players spectating 1 guy.
It looks pretty funny to us because we can see everything, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
There's basically nothing but the spider senses for Einkrat until the Willow finally got in touch with him.
That kind of reminded of a moment where you're in a boot camp. One guy's like, hey guys, come over, check this out. And then everybody leaves their PCs, their heroes are AFK, and one guy's making plays. And it's Einkrat running away with his Firefly away from the rest of Fantastic 5. They smoke up towards bottom. And Chosen One already shows himself that he's somewhere around here. He actually breaks the smoke as well. Fantastic 5 still sitting in mid. They're going to lose this tower if they don't defend it. They have all TPs up. There's 3 TP cooldowns on Nemiga, which you have to keep in mind here because they're not able to disengage properly. They're going to have to run as a unit. They get the tier 2 tower. Fantastic 5. Look at how aggressively they're moving towards this top lane. Not taking any long detours. They're taking the fastest route to this top lane. Now waiting for the first defender.
Yes, exactly.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
I
There's
don't
the
think
first
the defenders
teleport.
are in any hurry. Einkrat is going to look for the flank here, but Rari has already left. Rari has finished up a butterfly, by the way, which is going to make him extremely hard for at least Kiritich to kill for a while, but at the same time, with the lasso available, he's never going to be quite safe. A BKB is not going to save him either. So
True. There's no save on the Fantastic Five, unlike on Nemiga where you have the bubble. So it's a different kind of difficulty that they're going to have to face in this game as well. And talk about difficulties, SD with that Aghanim's. That is probably one of the biggest Ags you can build in this game. The mass purges and also on allies with the continuous dispel and healing for the damage values. Which is just
excellence versus these silences.
yeah, sorry, the triple charges, yeah, but he also has the shard that he can now cast on an ally, but he can also throw one on the enemy too, so they can take down one priority target they need to finish off. Most likely they can, like, they can throw it on the axe, for example, on the drow, on the void spirit. All of these cores are susceptible for this SD, and Nemiga are going for a smoke. Not your traditional workday smoke, but instead something different. Something spicy is heading their way. Chosen One takes the bait in mid. He's very low in mana. Needs to observe that a little bit as well. He's barely got any mana regen either. Aincrad as an arcane ruin. The perfect bait. They're gonna jump on the off. They're gonna take that Ascald. He's gone instantly to still lead it away. And Kirtis on the chase onto last hero BCC. Rari trying to stop him down, but it's not gonna happen. They're not gonna be able to take him. And where's your damage now, Drow? They're gonna need the help of an ally, but the bubble comes in and Heaven keeps Kirtis alive. Ladon on the chase. He's being chased away. Last hero trying to TP out. Should be able to. Ladon, he is also forced out, but the TPs should be enough that they're able to get back to safety. But they lose 2, and a great fight from Nemiga.
Absolutely fantastic pick from Aincrad. Once again, no hesitation. And a lot of hesitation from Fantastic Five, who probably could have made a stand earlier if they wanted to, but they just let themselves get chased out very far before they even thought about committing to the fight. And it cost them their Treant Protector as well before they decided for real that no, we are going to split up.
Yep.
We are going to leave here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So with the Roshan spawn, 140 in 1 minute and 40 seconds, and we will see another Roche spawn. Last year was right next to Nemiga here, and so is the rest of Fantastic Five pretty much in this area as they get the respawn from Ascald. He's also returning to the area, hoping to find someone. Chosen One. Well, okay, he just walks in, right? Okay, they know where they are. He's the guardian, but the boys are trapped. The bubble save, AA blast, doesn't quite hit anything. Ascald, beautiful jump in between silences, everything. Lowdyne out of play. BCC maybe stunned up, but Kiritich on the chase, trying to get Rari. He's got 1000 HP last year, waiting for the call, keeping him busy, but he's also going to take a couple hits. The overgrowth comes out as well as Heaven is taken out of play. Ladon coming up with the terrorize as well. Will connect onto the life stealer. BCC, he will finally fall for Rari now, throwing in the hits, and the Chosen One is down, but Kiritich on the chase. And another call should be available soon with the lasso coming as well from Aincrad, and they will be able to take down Rari. Now it is down to Ascald and last hero. It's a 3 versus 2 fight with Kiritich still on full HP. Satanic up in 5 seconds, but Aincrad is going to be in trouble and he's going to be taken down to the hands of Ascald and Ladon. And now Kiritich, what can you do? You can only throw in a couple right clicks. You're just going to get kited out. One TP's out, one blinks away, and the other has a spell that is stronger than Lifestealer's movement, and Nemiga lose 4.
Incredible kiting coming out from the side of Fantastic Five there. That's really what they needed to do, and this time they got it to perfection. A call here, a remnant there, making sure that Kiritich, who was on their Drow Ranger for most of that fight, didn't actually get to take over that fight. Terra is finally on the mark as well, and that meant that one by one, Nemiga's other heroes just ran out of steam. You only really get 1 or 2 disruption saves per fight. It was a miracle that the Chosen One lived that long.
Still with that fight, not the net worth chart that's really moving. It's not really moving anywhere. Still 4,000 gold for Fantastic Five, but I don't think that's the graph we want to look at all. Instead, this Lifestealer is a bit of an issue, but he's only an issue if everybody else from Nemiga is still alive. He needs all those allies. He needs the saves. He needs the slows. Most importantly, they need the Lesh and the Batrider to stay alive for as long as possible, especially Lesh with that stun, because otherwise they run out of tools. And Kiritich, rage ends. He doesn't have a rage right now, and he's going to get silenced off. Big, huge trouble, and Heaven can't get there in time. He tries to TP out. Last hero blinks on top of the man. Double flame breaks. They tried to push him away, but it's not enough. Ladon, he's getting tips from his allies. Probably a really good call that he just did there, and it definitely was. It wasn't last hero's call, But it was Ledon calling it out.
Beautiful find there. That immediately opens up Roshan. That's what Rory needs in order to firmly press his stamp on his game right now. So what if the Lifestealer is on top of him and kills him? He can do it again.
Yeah. They can take this Roche for free. Aegis Cheese and a Shard. I want to see who the Shard goes to. Will already has one. So Treant or Drow. Drow, yep, that's a pretty good one. The Hypothermia. That's their answer with this Lifestealer. And most likely even good with the Bat Rider. Especially if you kill the target with all those stacks on. The explosion actually does a lot of damage because it also destroys creep waves in one go.
It is pretty nasty versus the Lifestealer indeed, and that is going to be a big new problem for Kiriti2 himself. He did finish up the Monkey King barges now. He bought out for that. So at the very least he was just about ready to fight the Drow again, and now she puts another hurdle in his way.
One.
This is what it's like to get outdrafted. He's not gonna show. He knows what's good for him.
Yeah. There's going to be a Scotty up on the Drow Ranger. That's going to make Lifestealer's life also a lot harder. And Nemiga are placing themselves in the tree line. Tinker wards placed up in the air. BZZ, Ledon, Ascult. Leading the charge fearlessly into the arms of this Leshrac. And Kirtich, he's just finished his TP. Ascult quickly jumps away. Well, that was the fastest reveal of your opponent. They have this Ops ward placed down here. Probably scouted some movements. They're all here. They're all here.
Beautiful read from Fantastic 5 there. Springs the trap. And now they know Ironcrad's lurking here. He's looking for the pick off. They want Ascult, most likely. He doesn't have an Aegis. He's the most fragile damage dealer that they can get.
Yep, I just love how Ascult goes in for this really ballsy jump in, and he silences everybody. And for a brief moment, Nemiga is in chaos. It's happened twice. And the same thing in the top lane fight as well, where he jumped in between 3 heroes after dodging the Ice Blast. He silences with a Resonant Pulse, and everybody's just standing still wondering, what the heck? Firefly. They see Aincrad. He's on his way. They spot him. He's somewhere in the area. Willow's right there, which is a good target to go for, and they will take it, but they don't need to use the AA Blast for it. However, they spot Rari with it and actually connects, but he's maybe a little bit too far away. Buyback coming in from the Willow, though, with the DD pop from Ascult going straight onto the Chosen One, and Lifestealer coming in to back up his buddy, but he might not live through this one. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 procs in a row, and he's gone. Ascult still keeping vision onto Kiritich. Doesn't quite get the Remnant to connect. Very close call. Will the Dingleberries fall off right there? And now Shadow Demon being chased up as well. The bubble is thrown there. Aincrad, no lasso. Decent damage dealt onto the Void Spirit. He still has a cheese. Another Flame Break comes out. Kiritich, however, these Scotty hits are coming in from Rory, and he can't hold up his reach, and he's barely doing anything for him with that Satanic because the Scotty hurts too much. It hurts too bloody much. Rory onto the high ground. Leshrac going for a dieback here. If he gets one more hit, there's the bubble once again, but the Blink Call, they don't even need a Blink Call from the Axe. It's Ascult. Ledon will die at the hands of Lodine, but it's 4v3. No Lifestealer, no Lesh.
You can see there, Nemiga again, they are so desperate for an engagement that they were ready to take that fight even though the Dark Willow actually fought back. But it's that indecision that cost them more heroes, and now I think he has to be.
Yep, and the call. The damage on this Drow is just too much to deal with. They will lose the SD. They lose the AA. That should be game right there. They can take racks. They can take tier 4s if they want to right now. Fantastic 5. They're tying up this series pretty convincingly. They came in strong into this game. And they definitely held on. Today's been a lot of upsets for sure. Lodine with another buyback. Can they halt this Fantastic 5 push? There's not much that he can do. Sitting here in the fountain as Ascult scouts ahead, but they're not going to be up fast enough. They need 15 seconds for the Lifestealer to come back up. But they're already losing their tier 4 towers. There's no glyph available, and that should be it as the Ancient falls. GG's called. Series tied again. We're going to map number 3.
And Nemiga here, once again, really showing that they have a lot of spine. They were not pushovers in this game, to say the least. Fantastic Five, though, had to scramble a couple of times. Clearly were surprised by the amount of resistance that they were getting, but very good recatch from them on this game, making sure to get their items. Excellent step up to the plate from the Void Spirit as well. I think those two engagements that you talked about, jumping into the middle of these relatively poor heroes who
Yeah.
can't afford BKBs, with his silence was really the key to making sure that they could kite out the Lifestealer, get that Drow to deal her damage, and ultimately claim this game.
This was the game where the Drow Ranger Void Spirit picked just like in game number 1, but Fantastic Five, they held on to their comforts and they made it work. They pulled out a very nice victory here. For Nemiga, I stand by what I said. I feel like they shouldn't have adjusted their draft too much after coming in from a win and trying out heroes that they haven't really been playing that much lately and trying something different. I mean, it's a bold attempt. I commend them for it, but maybe a bit too overambitious in this case.
Very possible. I do think that they gave themselves a pretty hard job with the Batrider pick for the amount of space that hero is going to take. You could see eventually when he started going, when he got both Blink and BOTs, they could get some pickoffs, they could make some plays of their own, but it was so late, and he'd been taking up space in the jungle, safe farm all that time. So I think that for me, the draft went wrong on that Batrider pick. They would have really needed a better lane for it if they really wanted to make sure that he could own that game. He could not. They left the Chosen One out to dry. And ultimately, at this level, you can't just give up a lane like that. So I want to see Nemiga not lose their draft next game. That would be a pretty good improvement over the previous 2 games.
Definitely is. And ladies and gents, a spoiler is incoming, so if you want to block your ears, then this is the time to do so. So, Team Spirit has taken over PuckChamp 2-0, meaning the winner of this series will be playing up against PuckChamp. Is 1-1 right now. Who gets the honors? We'll take a quick break and go check out bts.gg/mate while you're at it. We'll be back in a bit.